And the teams are just about ready for tip-off here at the opening round of the CCCAA State Playoffs. This is the Northern California Division. And happy to be calling tonight's game here on Facebook Live. This is exclusive Rams coverage here, presented by the BEMA Department at the City College of San Francisco. Aaron Gabriel alongside Matias Godinez, our producer Felix Quinones here on your BEMA broadcast crew. The Lady Rams will be wearing their home whites, red lettering, black trim, and they'll be moving right to left across your screen. Foothill with the road grays, red lettering, and white trim. And the team from just down the road in Los Altos Hills will be here in the opening round. Zakia Willis, center court, facing off against Ashleen Quirky. And just like that, the tip is controlled by the Rams. This is Anissa Dorsey, who quickly hands to Caprice Taylor. Dorsey far side. Duncan Mosley. Back up top to Dorsey. They cycle things around, do the Rams. Duncan Mosley. Low post with 8 to shoot. Kills the dribble and nearly turned over. Now 4 to shoot. Taylor drives to the lane and she draws enough contact to get the foul. So a bit of an errant possession that time. But Ashleen Quirky was kind of in no man's land. And that's the first foul, and just like that, Taylor, the star of the Lady Rams, misses the first free throw. Taylor in the regular season, 20 points a game. Second free throw is good. And just like that, it's 1-0 Rams, just underway here in the first quarter at Brad Dugan Court. And that ball thrown away.
Not a good start for Foothill so far.
And yeah, and a bit of a errant possession the first time on the Rams, so maybe some nerves here in the state playoffs. So 1-0, just underway in the first quarter. Rams with the ball again. This is Zakia Willis who surveys. And a touch foul. So Caprice Taylor drawing 2 early fouls on the Owls rather. That's Hannah Peterson, the freshman, her first personal. Second team foul on the Owls rather. And Anissa Dorsey will be the trigger man. Taylor down the lane. Floater in the lane. Can't get it off the glass. Here come the Owls with numbers back the other way. This is Erica Ginn. And she found slicing Brianna Reynolds, who lost the ball, but I believe it was knocked off of a Ram player. So Foothill will maintain possession, 25 to shoot, right underneath their own basket. Quirky. Ball thrown away, but recovered by Peterson. Eric again, right back to Peterson. And now Brianna Reynolds goes to work. 3 on the way. No good, off front iron. And an offensive rebound. So Tiffany Lowe tried the 3. It was no good, but then Brianna Reynolds scrambled for the rebound. And now Anissa Dorsey almost creates a turnover, but Erica Ginn recovers. 15 to shoot here. Ginn drives. Ran into Willis, terminated the dribble. This is Quirkle. And a 3 on the way. Top of the key, in and out. It was halfway down the rim. And Hannah Peterson was no good for here. Here comes the Rams, led by Caprice Taylor the other way. Taylor down the lane. And nice touch, but just can't get it to go. She drew the contact, no foul there, but then Zakia Willis drew a foul of her own. So right now the Rams, they're seeing what they like to do. They're usually more of a run and gun team, and they do shoot the ball very well from the outside, but right now they're going right at the bigs for Foothill, and why not when your leading scorer is one of your star forwards in Ashleen Quirkle, and they're testing her early. And that free throw was no good. Way off the mark. So Quirkle and Hannah Peterson are going to have their hands full, it would appear, and that's the second foul on Ashleen Quirkle.
And with the way the Owls are going to play man-to-man defense all night, I mean, if they're in early foul trouble, I mean, the head coach for the Owls is going to have to use his entire bench or his entire rotation tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Or at the very least, switch up those defensive schemes. Second free throw, no good. It stays 1-0. third foul on the Owls already this quarter. And there's a foul. So right now you're seeing a bit of a tight game called here, and they're really not allowing a whole lot of contact. The refs, knowing this is a playoff game, of course, wanting to limit the physicality if they can, at least maintain it. That's the first foul, and that was on Anissa Dorsey. First foul on the Rams. This is Reynolds, guarded by Taylor. Reynolds back things up. And she tried to find a cutting Tiffany Lowe. That was off the foot of a defender. Here come the Rams the other way. Willis for three. No good. Fast break the other way. Reynolds. Far side in front of the Rams bench. Peterson the ball now. Right back to Reynolds. That three on the way. That's no good. Owls are still scoreless here in the first quarter. It's 1-0. The score, Rams on top by 1. Slow start to this one. Gianni Duncan-Mosley, she loves to shoot the three, but Caprice Taylor takes one of her own. Can't get it to go. Mata Makoni underneath the basket. She fought for it, and they're going to say that it'll stay with the Rams. Hannah Peterson, the last to touch that. And now some subs coming in, so Derek Lau will have Makoni will sit. Rika Baba will check in. She's a freshman in the backcourt. Gianni Duncan-Mosley will also sit, and she's replaced by Lena Elalio. Baba the trigger man underneath her own hoop. Taylor near the free throw line, backs things up. Low post, and Elalio goes to work. Can't get it off the glass. Tried to put up her own rebound. Willis comes up with the rebound underneath. She actually took the ball right away from the defender. And Elalio. So second and third opportunities this possession. And a fresh shot clock for the Rams. Taylor weaves between the double team. Ball on the ground, and a jump ball will be called. That'll favor the Owls. So these teams kind of like a boxing match, Matthias. They're kind of feeling each other out, right?
Well, they're feeling each other out, but at the same time, too, what the Owls are doing, they're just playing outside in, where they're relying on the three-point shot, then maybe occasionally go on the inside, while the City College Rams, they'll mix it up. They'll go inside on the post, but also shoot some threes as well.
And drive and kick is the term that they like to use, and we're seeing a bit of that more, but it's still 1-0, 6:30 to go in the first quarter. That ball thrown away. So,
and then that's a third turnover off Peterson.
Yeah, and it's actually none of those are really her fault. It's some errant passes from her point guard. So Peterson, you can see she's trying to live on the wing. Peterson, who averages 8.5 points a game, second leading scorer on this team, but certainly trying to find the ball in her hands. Dorsey handles far side. Dorsey harassed by Flores. Inside, Willis, and good defense that time, and a very heads-up play. And that will be off the Rams. That was Jasmine Spencer, who just knocked the ball off of Rika Baba. And with 6:11 to go, it's still a 1-0 ball game. Plenty of time to go in this one. And we got to see Emily Nepomuceno will make her way to the scorer's table for the Rams. Owls handling. Ball deflected, and a three on the way from Reynolds. No good. Elalio, push ahead to Taylor. She doesn't have numbers, but she doesn't care. She backs things up a bit now. This is Dorsey. Deep three on the way. That's no good. Flores pass to Spencer, who gives to Brianna Reynolds, who wants to reset things on offense. Peterson, baseline, and she ran right into a defender. That's going to be a personal foul. Second foul on the Rams this quarter. Meanwhile, Ma'ata Makoni will check back in along with Emily Nepomuceno. The sophomore will get her first action. Dorsey and Willis will sit for Derek Lau. It's Al's ball with a fresh shot clock. Tiffany Lowe drives off the glass, and she scores.
And that was a great job by Tiffany right there, because she saw the open lane, took it all the way to the hole.
And it's 2-1 now. Owls with their first bucket of the ball game. Swing pass. Taylor in front of the Owls bench. Step back three. Off back iron. Here come the Owls back the other way. Lowe handles, harassed by Baba. Now she gives to Jasmine Spencer. This is Afi Silla. And Alpha Sealy took that three. That was no good. Her first action, by the way, for the Owls. The Owls coached by Jessica Kellogg. And right now you see they're switching to that man-to-man defense. Caprice goes around a screen. Still with the ball, lost control, and fell right to the ground. So good defense that time from the Owls. And she had nowhere to go when she ran into Alpha Sealy. Spencer. Peterson. And intercepted. Rika Baba takes that pass away. She pushes back the other way. Elalio. Nice move in the key, and she just throws it up with the right hand and scores off the glass. I'm not sure if she was trying to do that, but a beautiful move. It's 3-2.
It worked, so that's all that matters.
And she was a little out of control that time, but she still kept her footing, which was important, and avoided the travel. It's 3-2, 3:50 and ticking in the first quarter. Rams back up by 1. Spencer driving on Elalio. And good job by Elalio to not commit the foul that time.
That was a great defense, just putting her hands up and not committing a foul right there, like you said, Aaron.
And good job shuffling her feet as well. This is Taylor now. Rika Baba. 3 on the way. It's good. Nia Elalio buries one from downtown. Her first 3. It's 6-2 now. Rams lead.
And that was a great possession by the Rams right there. They passed the ball around and kicked it out for the open 3.
So she's not just a low post player. Elalio can shoot from the outside, and she is not afraid to take a 3. And on the year, Elalio scoring 5.5 points a game. That deep ball was no good. And Taylor the rebound. Her team up 4. She wants to push. Taylor terminates the dribble, finds a Rika Baba. Errant pass that time, but controlled. Nepomuceno had the ball just juggle out of her hands. Push ahead to Peterson. And good job by Nepomuceno to get back down on defense, but a foul called before the shot. And they're going to say she reached just a bit. That'll be Nepomuceno's first foul. And the third foul on the Rams, so each team has 3. Meanwhile, Anissa Dorsey checks back in. Duncan Mosley checks back in, along with Zakiya Willis for the Rams. Shania Castix, the freshman guard, checks in for the Owls. Her first action for head coach Jessica Kellogg, I beg your pardon. 6-2 with 2:47 to go in the first quarter. Reynolds. And couldn't draw iron that time. Good defense. It was Anissa Dorsey who was kind of harassing her that time.
I mean, the Rams so far early in this first quarter, they're playing great defense against the Owls, limiting them only to 2 points.
Yeah, and even limiting to them to not that many shots either.
The Owls trapping in half court.
Anissa Dorsey handles. Duncan Mosley thought about a 3. She's dangerous from downtown. This is McConey deep 2. That's no good. And Alexis Flores handles now. This is Alpha Sealy. Spencer starts her drive. That 3 on the way. No good. Too strong off front iron, but an offensive rebound. Shania Castix keeps things alive. Little bunny hop in the lane, and that's good. So the freshman off the bench, her first points. And now Duncan Mosley the other way. They had a fast break. Mosley went right into her defender, wanted the foul, drew the contact, but no foul called.
Looked like all ball right there for the Owl defender.
Yeah, I think that was clean. Castix, 3. In and out. Dorsey the rebound, and she wants to push. Now she slows things down. Derek Lau putting the stop sign on, telling her to run the play as called. Willis will handle, and the Rams will set their offense up. Dorsey far side. Dorsey. Down low, Willis. Lost the ball. Backs up her defender and tried to kiss it off the glass. That's no good, and then a travel will be called. So Willis caught the ball, then fell to her back. So you see the low post move by Willis. She's trying to go to work, and she has her hands full down low. They got some big bodies down low to Foothill.
Yeah, definitely Foothill has some big bodies over there and protecting very well in the paint area. The Rams have not scored much in the paint. They've had some good shots, but not been able to finish down in the paint area.
Spencer checks in for Derek Lau, meanwhile. Her first action of the ball game. And she'll have her hands full down low. It's 6-2 with just a minute to go in this first quarter. Rams up by 4. Again, harassed by Dorsey. Rams go to a man-man defense here. Peterson back to Ginn. She tiptoes the baseline and threw it off the bottom of the basket. Dorsey surveys. Switches hands on the dribble. McConey down low and rejected. Nice block by Hannah Peterson. She got leverage, she got positioning, and she did not commit the foul that time. It'll stay with the Rams. McConey, who just had her shot blocked, will sit, and she'll be replaced by Nia Alalio.
I mean, the Owls are playing good defense down in the paint area. I mean, they've had some clean blocks down the middle. A few times they haven't finished down the middle of the basket, but got to give credit to the Owls on defense here.
And that ball almost thrown away. Dorsey just had to save it.
Save it from the half court, but.
And then she stepped on the line.
Yeah.
So, good defense by the Owls. I mean, both teams really playing a pretty good defensive first quarter here, and that's a big reason why it's just 6-4 here.
Also, too, the Foothill Owls have attempted maybe approximately 9 threes and missed all of them. So,
well, and these are teams that hold each other to not that many points. The first time these teams played in the season opener, it was a 51-37 game, so a low-scoring game. And then that thriller back on November 22nd, it was 52-49. Peterson bumps bodies down low for the Owls. This three is on the way. No good, but tracked down by Castix. Castix with that low haircut. Hand the ball off to Brianna Reynolds. That three, no good. And Castix again, another offensive rebound. She has already 4 this quarter.
5 seconds left.
5 seconds left in the first quarter. 3 on the way is good. Brianna Reynolds buries one from downtown. And, you know, they want her to get going, and that makes it just a 7-6 ball game at the end of one. So, very close one here after one quarter, and like we said, these two teams kind of feeling each other out right now.
They're feeling each other out, but what's interesting is that after 11 attempts, they take a 7-6 lead after one quarter. Great defensive efforts on both ends.
Yeah.
Great man-to-man defense where there's clearly pressure. The Owls putting pressure into the low post. Granite City could have finished some of their layups right there, but couldn't. But you got to give credit to the Owls defense and City College too. Great defensive battles because they're just relegating the Owls to shoot threes basically.
Yeah, and these are two teams, of course, that are familiar with each other, both playing in the Coast Conference Northern Division. They play each other 2 times every year, so maybe that adds a little bit more to it, that kind of interdivisional rival. And, of course, in the state playoffs, depending on the seeding, you never know who you'll play from Northern California. It just so happened they got these divisional rivals here.
Right, but like you said, they do play each other twice here, but what's interesting about usually they play each other later on this season because that's when you have conference play in January, February. However, these two teams faced off in February, so both teams have grown and matured throughout the entire season to make it to this playoff point.
7-6, Owls up by 1 as we start the second quarter. Rika Baba on the floor along with Anissa Dorsey on Spencer. Imani Hall, or I beg your pardon, that's Nia Alalio and Caprice Taylor, the 5 on the floor for Derek Lau right now. Both these teams trying to get their offenses going. Dorsey goes around a screen. Ran into the double team, and good defense again by the Owls that time. Dorsey had nowhere to go trying to get that pass off. Reynolds tried to find Eric again and threw it away. That's one of the only blemishes so far by the Owls is those turnovers.
I believe that's the fourth turnover, and just careless passes they're trying to see, and it's not like the Rams are putting pressure on those turnovers either.
Yeah. Caprice Taylor handles now. Taylor starts her drive, floater, and she gets it to go. Nice move by Caprice Taylor, and she ran right into Brianna Reynolds and got that shot up. 8-7, Rams back up by 1. Rams press as they like to do, and that creates that turnover right there. Gianni Duncan-Mosley came up with the ball. She's back in the game for Derek Lau. Taylor slows things down, trying to run the offensive play call from Derek Lau. She goes around a screen, still with the ball, right-hand dribble. Step back 3 is good, and Caprice Taylor starting to heat up. She has 5 points quickly here, and just like that, it's 11-7. Rams on top by 4 now.
Last 2 possessions, Caprice Taylor just took over the possession and made great baskets for a 3 and then on the inside.
4-point lead with 8:45 to go in the second quarter. Owls very deliberate on offense. Nearly every possession. And Caprice Taylor takes that pass away. She's back the other way, and she misses that layup. She heard footsteps, I think, and shaking her head as she gets back on defense. And then Duncan Mosley comes up with a steal and then throws it right away to the Owls. Bodies scrambling all over, and On Spencer comes up with a loose ball. It stays in the hands of the Rams. Rika Baba surveys. Around the screen from Alalio. Baba all the way down the lane and scores with the left hand. And that time the Owls got a little lost on defense, and their coach wants to talk things over.
And that was a great job by Baba right there, because she saw the lane open, that the center was right there discarding the basket. It's like, I'm just going to take it to the hole myself. And the last 2 minutes, this whole second quarter for the Rams has gone all their way with great offensive penetration. And, of course, the key to the offense is defense.
Yeah.
They've stolen the ball 2 or 3 times and careless turnovers by the Owls. They haven't started well at all this early second quarter.
And on that last score, how about the nice head and ball fake by Rika Baba, that she faked the pass with the left hand, the right hand, switched to the left-handed dribble and just laid it up. And as you mentioned, Matthias, these presses by Derek Lau that he likes to employ really starting to pay dividends. It created a turnover, and right now, if you're the Rams, we saw the missed layup on the steal by Caprice Taylor. That's something you don't want to have. But, of course, it's a 6-point lead now, 13-7.
And what's so smart about the press, too, is he doesn't employ it all the time, so therefore it works. Other teams employ it half or most of the time, so therefore a team can get ready to get some easy layups after that.
Owls down 6 now with the ball, moving left to right. Tiffany Lowe surveys. And ball knocked away. Zakiya Willis with the defense that time. Alalio wants to slow things down, and she does. She finds Taylor far side. Around the screen from Alalio. Taylor right down the lane and ran right into Hannah Peterson. So it's been Peterson all night. She's going to have her hands full with Taylor. She has some good length, though. Already has a couple blocks. That ball was knocked out of bounds. It stays with the Rams. Rika Baba will be inbound underneath her on hoop. Brianna Reynolds will sit for the Owls. 18 to shoot. Willis tees up a 3 on the inbound. Too strong that time. It stays a 6-point lead for the Rams. Lowe gets the play call. Spencer. Seeley for 3. Too strong. McConey the rebound. Willis quickly back the other way. One-on-one. Goes right at her defender, and she scores with the right hand. Good job by Willis. That's what you do. If you're one-on-one and you're the biggest player on the court, you just put your head down and score.
I mean, what a great job just to maintain the presence of mind to still go under the pressure, get the contact, and finish to the hole.
Flores finds Peterson. And good job by McConey to knock that pass momentarily away. It stays with the Owls. Lowe tees up a 3, too strong, and Willis now with the defensive rebounds. McConey, far side to Taylor. She lost the dribble, but rebounds. Dorsey left alone for a 3. Too strong that time. Couldn't draw the iron. Out of bounds. Dorsey has yet to get her scoring going, and now Alexa Prado will check in for her first action, replacing Rika Baba. Nepomuceno will replace Dorsey, so the Rams go into a smaller lineup now. They have Willis and they have McConey down low, and then 3 guards. And certainly trying to get their shooting going. It's 15-7 Rams lead, 6:29 before halftime here in the Wellness Center. Lowe will call the play. Owls also with 3 guards on the court. That 3 is on the way, and it's too strong. Taylor draws the double team. Willis down low. Good ball movement. It just can't get it to go. McConey fought for the rebound, but then it was wrestled away by Spencer. Flores wants to clear things out. She finds Peterson near side. And some old school basketball right there. They just gave it to their big man down low. And Afasilla went to work, but good job by Zakiya Willis to stay home and not commit the foul.
Yeah, so far the Rams have shut out the Owls with no points with 4.5 to go. I mean, 4.5 minutes played here in the second quarter.
And 6 seconds will be left on the shot clock with the Owls still inbounding. And was that thrown away? No,
no one touched it.
Oh, okay. And I think it'll stay with the Owls. Meanwhile, Jordana Edwards will check in for her first action for Derek Lau. McConey will sit. Nia Alalia will check back in as well. And Willis will sit. So, Derek Lau shuffling his forwards here, trying to keep everyone fresh. It's Nepomuceno, also down low on the court. She's kind of the swing man for Derek Lau. 4 to shoot. And a drive down the lane. That's too strong. And, Owls with a fortunate break here. Jasmine Spencer had the ball. She was able to draw iron, and the ball was knocked away, but then it was last touched by Alalio. So a fresh shot clock here for the Owls. Low. Flores tees up a 3. Too strong. And another offensive rebound by Castex. There's no reset because that ball didn't draw iron.
That was all air ball, on that one.
15 to shoot now, and ball thrown right away now. Castex, a little miscommunication with Tiffany Lowe.
I mean, the Owls' offense is heavily reliant on an open 3, and almost 80% of the time when the Owls have an open 3 pass, they'll take it.
Yeah. And you see what the Owls are doing. I mean, very deliberate offensive sets from the Owls. They're really milking that clock if they can. Of course, trying to keep the Rams' scoring prowess at bay, and that ball thrown away, and that'll help. Caprice Taylor, she thought the ball was kicked by a defender. So did Derek Lau, but the refs said they didn't see it. So it'll be a turnover to the Owls. 5:01 left in the second quarter. Rams up 15-7.
I think what's very interesting for the Rams is I think they're falling into the trap of the Owls game. If they just played their game, they can clearly have a bigger lead.
And this is a team in the Rams that likes to run and gun, so they're playing more the half-court style that benefits the Owls. Good pass that time. And Hannah Peterson, 2 more points for her, makes it a 15-9 game here now. Owls trying to press them on their own. Prado, trapped, nearly threw it away. So good defense by Foothill again. I'm sorry.
And the Owls can apply some defensive pressure, too. I mean, as shown and demonstrated in the first quarter, they can apply on the paint, and then sometimes with the press, too, they can apply some pressure and cause some Rams turnovers as well.
Prado sits, as does Nia Lalio. Nepomuceno inbounds to Taylor. Duncan Mosley is back on the court as well for Derek Lau. McConey finds Nepomuceno. Willis. Corner, and the 3 is no good. She tried a couple times from downtown, has yet to hit. It stays a 6-point lead with 4:10 and ticking. Low. Works away around the key. Now starts her drive. Tried to find a cutting Castex. And was she fouled? I believe she was.
She was.
Zakia Willis got her, huh?
Yes, after she made the pass, and then Zakia, like you said, Zakia Willis just made some contact against her on that play. But the Owls are trying to mix up. The most of the times when the Owls are successful is when they actually go to the interior. I mean, they're just throwing up threes. They're 1 for 15 so far in this first half on 3-pointers. But when they mix it up and actually go in the interior, they have some success.
First foul of the second quarter by the Rams. Spencer kills the dribble. Castex cutting to the basket and scores with the left hand. 15-11. Rams up 4. Nepomuceno almost trapped near the baseline. Or near the timeline, I should say. And then she draws a foul. Taylor handles. Gets the ball right back from McConey far side. Taylor weaves through traffic, up with the right hand and draws the foul. She ran right into Castex as well as Alexis Flores, and we'll see who the foul is on. And I think it was on Hannah Peterson. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. That was on Alexis Flores, as they have 23 on the scoreboard. That's her number. Taylor. Ooh, misses the first one.
The Rams have had success so far in this first half when they play within their offense, when they go to the interior, make some clean passes here and there, and then within the offense shoot a couple threes, go on the inside. When they play their game and they play their run and gun, but they've been lulled in by the Owls to play this half-court set like you've been saying, Aaron.
Second free throw is good. 16-11, lead up to 5 for the Rams here.
And now the Rams pressing too.
Rams trying to stir things up, but that time, Hannah Peterson, or I beg your pardon, Brianna Reynolds, did everything right except for finishing that basket. Rams trying to answer the other way. McConey thought about a three. Instead, she starts her drive, and ball knocked away, and they'll say it was off of McConey. So she was looking for contact, and instead she'll get nothing that possession. 3:05 to go before the teams head to the locker room. 16-11, so a fairly low-scoring first half in the opening round of the CCCAA playoffs in San Francisco. Low. Gets the ball back and now looks to her bench for the play call. You see what the Owls like to do. They're trying to run that shot clock down as much as possible every possession. Good ball movement by the Owls. Inside out. Low. Starts her drive. Ball knocked away. And Taylor, good job with the right hand to poke that away. She creates another turnover, does Taylor. 2:30 to go. Taylor. Step back three. No good. Brianna Reynolds. Peterson. And Peterson just can't finish off the glass. And this is Rika Baba now with the ball. Mosley. That's too strong. She's dangerous from the outside. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. 16-11 is the score. Low surveys. Spencer. To Castex. Brianna Reynolds, catch and shoot three. No good. Rika Baba tracks down the rebound. So you see a lot of inside-out play. The Owls are content to drive and kick or just go right at the basket. And right now, they're just not hitting from the outside, Matthias.
No, I mean, they're 1 for 17 now on three-pointers so far.
Elalio back in the game. That deep two was no good. And I'm sure the Owls will be content with letting her shoot that. The low post player. Reynolds looks to the bench for the play call. And harassed by Taylor, and they're going to call Taylor for the touch foul. Meanwhile, Anissa Dorsey will be checking in for Derek Lau. We'll see who she replaces. And it will be Taylor. So it'll be Anissa Dorsey to replace Taylor. Rika Baba's on the floor. Gianni Duncan-Mosley. And then Elalio and McConey, the two Polynesians down low for Derek Lau. 16-11, just a minute to go before the half. Castex, guarded by Duncan-Mosley. That shot no good. That was Quirky, who really has seen limited minutes despite being the leading scorer for the Owls. Three on the way. McConey in and out. That was a good shot. Just couldn't get it to go. Under a minute to go and a jump ball called. And
the share to the Owls.
The Owls will get the ball back, but good pressure by Elalio to tie things up in the back and make things difficult as possible. 42 seconds is left on the game clock.
It'll be interesting to see if the Owls just kick it out and, like you said, milk the shot clock to be able just to go for a three. I mean, they're only down 5. I mean, with the way the defense has definitely kept them in this game for sure.
Well, and you got to think, if you're Jessica Kellogg, you just want to see a good-looking shot. Whether it's a 2 or a 3, you want a smart possession here and at least try to make it a 3-point ball game going into the half. Castex, trapped by Baba far side. She gets away. 13-second shot clock, game clock differential. Again, far side. And good defense down low. Dorsey poked that ball away. Ball scrambled for and fought on the ground. And a tie-up, and now the Rams will get the ball back. So with 16 seconds, Rams have a chance for a final shot here, and great defense that possession.
Yeah, that was great defense because the Ram defenders knew that they would try to kick it out for a 3. They defended the perimeter and the interior, so once they kicked it out on the inside of the perimeter, they knew they'd kick it back out, and they had no chance right there.
So the Rams showing good defense again, and now they have a chance to wind this clock down and get the final shot off before the teams head to the locker room. 12 seconds and ticking. Dorsey will handle. Dorsey all the way to the basket. Floater in the lane. That shot no good. 4 seconds. Can the Owls get a final shot off? And Dorsey pokes things away from behind. Great defense by Anissa.
And that's like her second time that she's picked off a defender from behind to take a ball out of bounds.
Well, she's the smallest player on the court, but she is quick. And now just 1.5 left, so it's basically a catch-and-shoot situation with the Owls to inbound. And turnover. Well, it's 0.2, so this will be the final inbound of the game. No time to get a shot off here. So as soon as the buzzer sounds, we will conclude our first half here.
They're putting 0.3 on the clock now.
So after 2 quarters here in the opening round, the number 4 City College Rams go toe-to-toe with the number 13 Owls, and they lead by 5, 16-11 after 2 quarters of play. We'll step aside and then come back to recap the first half, get you ready for the second half of play. You're watching live exclusive coverage of the CCCAA Northern California Playoffs presented by the BEMA department here, streaming on Facebook Live. And back here inside the Wellness Center, Brad Dugan Court for the start of the second half. It is the opening round of the CCCAA Northern California State Playoffs. The Lady Rams with a 5-point lead as we get ready to start the third quarter. They lead 16-11. Aaron Gabriel alongside Matias Godinez, our producer, Felix Quinones. And Matias, in that first half, it was a very slow start. Really, in the entire first quarter, we saw very few points. Both of these teams played very good defense in that first half, and Foothill Owls, who are tops in the state in terms of made threes, shot very poorly from beyond the arc. But what did you see?
Yeah, like you said, they're top in threes. They're only 1 for 17 in the first half on three-pointers. That's the difference in this game. If they can just hit a few of their threes and consistently play, somewhat good defense that they have on the Rams, then they might have a chance on pulling off the upset tonight.
And as we mentioned before, the last time these two teams played, back on November 22nd, it was just a 3-point victory as the Rams escaped a road loss in Los Altos Hills. The Owls will get the ball to start this second half, moving right to left across your screen in their road grays. Rams in the home whites. Anissa Dorsey, Caprice Taylor, Zakiya Willis, Gianni Duncan Mosley, and Mata Makoni on the floor for the Rams. And very quickly, the Owls, just like that, their leading scorer gets things going. That's Ashlyn Quirky. We didn't see much of her in the first half, and that makes it 16-13 as we start the second half, third quarter underway here. Anissa Dorsey tiptoes the baseline. That shot was no good, but Duncan Mosley comes up with a loose ball. No reset.
Shot clock did not reset there.
Yeah, no reset, so Rams will have 10 to shoot with Caprice Taylor directing traffic. Taylor starts her drive, dances through the lane, and scores at the right hand.
Both these teams going to the interior early on in this third quarter, having success once they go inside the interior, right, HD?
Well, it was 7 points of a first half for Caprice Taylor. She now has 9 on the game. It's 18-13. Rams up 5. Low. That shot too strong. Taylor the rebound. Caprice wants to push. Surveys, now kills the dribble. Duncan Mosley right back to Taylor up top of the key. Taylor's guarded by Hannah Peterson, who's been on her most of this night. Willis. Too strong. And Duncan Mosley will get called for the over-the-back foul. So the first foul here of the second half. That's the first on Gianni. Duncan Mosley, who had a very good game to close the regular season, averages just 5 points a game throughout the regular season.
I think it's a good adjustment that both coaches made at halftime to establish the interior presence for us, and then once you establish on the inside, then kick it out.
Absolutely.
Because that will be for the success for the Owls, too, because most of their points have actually gone in the interior. So if they score on the inside, then kick it outside for open threes where it's actually in rhythm, then they'll shoot better.
There's a drive this time. And Willis, good defense that time. Denying the driving Reynolds. Loose ball. It'll stay with the Owls, but they'll just have 8 to shoot. So Zakiya Willis playing rim protector that last possession.
And definitely the Rams in this possession overall, they played great defense, not allowing the Owls to go right into the paint, and then they almost stole the ball, but it went out. And it'll still be Owl ball.
And I think they're going to say it was a kicked ball, so that'll reset the shot clock. So a fresh 30 for the Owls. They'll inbound in front of their own bench. And Peterson lost the ball. Scramble on the floor. Did they tie her up? I guess they did. And possession error will favor the Rams. There might be a wet spot on the floor as well.
Well, Peterson did try to go through 3 Ram defenders there.
Yeah, and she really had nowhere to go. She had her back to the basket and ran right into Zakiya Willis, who's the biggest player on the court right now, at least in terms of height. She's a load to handle down there. Anissa Dorsey will inbound. And with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, Taylor will handle again. Owls going to a little bit of a zone press now. And Willis gets through that zone very well. Mosley tiptoes the baseline. And the ball almost thrown away, but Taylor controls and tried to get too fancy that time. Lost it. Dorsey comes up with it, and then she throws it away, and Peterson comes up with it. Hannah back the other way for the Owls. Still with the ball all the way to the rim, and can't get the basket, but she draws the foul. And that time she had the lane, and she took it, and she'll get herself to the line.
And this is definitely because it's such a low-scoring game so far that for the Owls, they want to have as much possession, much of the shot clock as possible, not to allow City College to get into that running gun style that Derek Lau likes to run.
Yeah, both teams really, like we said, as Peterson hits her first free throw, both teams kind of trying to keep the other off balance, if you will. And it's worked out fairly nicely for both teams. It's a fairly close game as well. Peterson, who had 2 points in the first half, now has 4 on the game as she nets both free throws. And it's 18-15, lead down just to 3 for City College. Taylor quickly into the front court. Taylor weaves between traffic and scores with the right hand. And Taylor, nice little head fake that time. So she averages 20 points a game, and she has 11 to lead all scorers here, 4 in the second half.
And Taylor has been doing great tonight when she goes right into the interior and then just attacks the basket.
Absolutely. And that ball thrown away. So Rams up 5 and looking to build on that lead here. Neither team has led by more than 5, I believe. I think this is the biggest lead we've seen from either team.
Maybe 7, but, I mean, it's been such a close game both ways.
Meanwhile, Rika Baba is going to check in for the Rams. Duncan Mosley will sit. Anissa Dorsey will sit, and Nepomuceno will come in. And now, at last moment, Nia Alalio also comes in, replacing Maata Makoni. So it's Zakiya Willis with Alalio down low, Rika Baba, Nepomuceno, and Taylor in the backcourt.
They're pretty much exchanging benches for Derek Lau.
Derek Lau does like to shuffle, especially with his big men. Or big women, I should say. Taylor. This is Rika Baba quickly into the front court. Now to Nepomuceno. Little zone. You see the Owls, they were doing man-to-man that first half, and that
zone trap worked. I mean, they had two defenders guarding her, and she threw the ball away.
So a turnover. Here come the Owls, down 5. Low. Wants the screen. Instead denies the screen. Peterson top of the key. Peterson. Turnover. Zakiya Willis picked that pass off. And she's fast breaking the other way. Taylor. Step back 3 on the way. And off front iron. Can't get that to go. It was a good look, but she couldn't bury it. Here come the Owls. Low. That too is good, and that's Horkel, 2 more points for her. She averages 11 points a ball game on the regular season. She has 4 tonight. 20-17, Rams lead by 3. And another zone trap here. Nepomuceno tees up a 3, can't get it to go. Willis fell down on the rebound attempt, and then the ball went out of bounds. It was off the rim, and so it'll be Owls' ball. Emily, who coming into the game, or for the regular season, averaged 6.5 points a game. And now Derek Lau wants a 30-second timeout to talk things over, and why not? Trying to give his team a breather and see if he can maybe try and open up his offense a little bit more, Matthias.
I think the Rams are breaking the press, and they're having great success for it, but instead of just taking the quick shot for the open three or going the interior, maybe they can do what, I don't want to say they want to do the exact same strategy as the Owls, but take a little bit of the shot clock and then, go into the interior, pass the ball, then to hit the open person for a three or go on the inside. They have great success when they go to the interior and then within the offense make a couple of passes for an open perimeter shot.
Zakia Willis, Nia Elalio, Emily Nepomuceno, Rika Baba, and Caprice Taylor on the court for the Rams. They're up 3 with 6:07 remaining in the third quarter.
You got to give credit to the Rams. They're defending well, but the Owls are just sometimes hitting better shots in this third quarter.
And a stoppage.
I think it involves a clock issue.
Yeah, I was wondering what the deal was here. So as the refs will momentarily discuss things at the scorer's table. It's still a low-scoring game. 6:04 left in the third. It's just 20-17. Rams up 3. Back to the action here now. Owls with the ball. And Willis, another steal. Zakia slows things down and gives to Taylor, who calls the play. Taylor around the double screen. Taylor into the double team and then drew the contact. So Taylor fearless that time. She had the lane. And Taylor, who's a very good ball handler, but she also has that moment of explosion when she wants to. She can attack the basket. And she's not the tallest player on the court, but she went right against the Twin Towers down low. She was up against the very tall Ashlyn Quirky. Hannah Peterson is also down there, and she drew the contact. And they're going to say Alexis Flores actually drew the personal. She was the third player down there. And the only thing we've seen Taylor struggle for so far is she's been a little bit inconsistent at the line tonight, Matthias.
Yeah, she's definitely just going right into the interior, putting pressure against the Owls' defense, and she's just knowing, okay, I'm either to score a basket or at least go for some free throws.
Second free throw, no good. Taylor shaking her head. It stays 20-17, Rams lead, and then a travel. Yeah, that's
interesting.
And that was Alexis Flores, who now is going to sit after that travel. She's replaced by Erica Jin. Shania Castix also back on the floor. She was the leading scorer, Matthias, in that first half with 4 points for the Owls. Nepomuceno will inbound. Zakia Willis will sit, being replaced by Elalio. Taylor, near side, around the screen. Thought about a three, kills the dribble, finds McConey. Kick pass, Nepomuceno. That three's no good. And now Jasmine Spencer quickly ahead to Ashlyn Quirky, who scores with the right hand. So after a very quiet first half, Quirky has 6 points in this third quarter. It's 20-19, just a 1 point lead for the Rams here. Things heating up in the third, and now a foul will be called, and it'll be Nia Elalio drawing the contact.
I believe it was on the floor, so I think it's going to be a ball out of bounds for the Rams.
Yeah, no shooting foul apparently. That's the third foul, however, on Ashlyn Quirky. So that could have been why we didn't see a lot of her. She is the leading scorer for this Owls team, and she really didn't see a whole lot of action in that first quarter. Third foul on her, second team foul on the Owls. Each team has 2. Taylor, harassed by Peterson. Around the screen from Elalio. Deep 2. No good. Good look, though. And Eric again will handle. Quirky backs up on her. Man, little sky hook. That was a good look, but no good. McConey wants to push the other way. And she lost the dribble. Falls to the floor. Ball tied up. And possession.
Timeout.
Oh, timeout.
Timeout by the Rams.
And heads up. Timeout called by Derek Lau that time. He saw the possession error was favoring the Owls, and with his team up just one with 4:27 to go in the third, he wants to talk things over. So right now, Derek Lau kind of just imploring his team to just slow things down, play collected basketball, and not try to get too frenetic here.
I mean, what's very interesting so far in this third quarter is that the Owls, they're predominantly a heavy three-pointer team. They've abandoned that this third quarter, long on the inside, and actually had some success. The Rams are defending very well, too, causing 3 or 4 turnovers in this third quarter, but they're executing well, and that's why it's only a 1-point lead for the Rams.
And these teams, of course, like we keep saying, they defend each other pretty well, and they hold each other below the season average. Coming into this game, Rams averaging 67 points a game. Foothill, meanwhile, averages 64. And each time these teams have played, they've held each other well below their average. So this is no new story. And these two teams now facing each other for the third time this season. And that's why you see such a back-and-forth game right now. McConey to Alalio. Back to McConey, top of the key. And a little two-man action. Alalio up against the double team, threw the ball up, and she drew the shooting foul. So good job to draw the contact and then get her arm up in the shooting motion. And we'll see who that's on.
And the Owls head coach, of course, vehemently disagrees with the call because he just thought that Alalio just threw the ball up and there was no contact.
Well, there certainly was contact, and
I'm just saying his opinion.
No, of course, and she was very smart, was Alalio, to just kind of toss that ball up in a shooting motion. And at any level of basketball, you're going to get the shooting foul called that time. She misses the first free throw, misses the second free throw, and so unable to capitalize that time. 4-10 and ticking in the third quarter. Rams up 20-19. And the two Owls ran into each other.
The two teammates just bumped into each other right there for the Owls.
Yeah, Castigs got knocked to the ground on that pass attempt. Baba tried to answer the other way. McConey into the double team. And good defense that time. No foul called, and Jasmine Spencer comes up with the block. And now she has the ball for the Owls. Pushed ahead and left all alone under her own basket was Ofa Seeley. She couldn't hit. Seeley weaves through traffic and scores with the right hand.
In the first attempt, she expected contact.
Yeah.
Didn't get it. The second one just laid it up and in.
And good job to absorb the contact. So her first points of the ball game. And just like that, Owls find themselves up by 1. It's 21-20. Back and forth we go. Foul called on the floor, and an elbow will be called on Erica Ginn. Or it may be Erica Ginn. It's spelled a lot like former 49ers receiver Ted Ginn Jr. Meanwhile, Anissa Dorsey will check back in along with Zakiya Willis and Gianni Duncan-Mosley. Nepa Musina will sit. McConey will sit. And we'll also see Caprice Taylor get a breather. Meanwhile, Peterson will sit for the Owls, replaced by Brianna Reynolds. Dorsey back in this game. Handles for the Rams, goes around the screen. Duncan Mosley thought about a three. Good defense, but the Owls take it away. They have numbers if they hurry. Ginn. Reynolds inside to Spencer. And she scores with the left hand. Nice move by Spencer to absorb the contact and get around that double team. And just like that, the Owls have a 3-point lead, their biggest of the ball game.
Maybe the Rams are just trying to stop the three, but by stopping the three, they're going on the inside of this third quarter.
Yeah, and they're giving up some space inside as well, which is uncharacteristic for them. Zakiya Willis handles. Rams feeling the pressure here at home, trying to avoid the upset. Dorsey lost the dribble and then threw it away. And then a foul is called. So right now, that Owls bench, they're loving this right now. And a little bit of a change in momentum here. It was a 5-point lead at one point here early in the third quarter. And we've seen a bit of a swing here. It was 20-15, and then the Owls have since gone on an 8-0 run.
I mean, you got to give credit to the Owls' defense, but so far in this third quarter, the Rams are they're not consistent on offense. They're not having their flow that they've usually done in the first half and throughout the season. Definitely the Owls' pressure on defense is causing this.
Absolutely. And credit the Owls with some good offensive looks of their own. Spencer. This is Erica Ginn. And right now you see that zone defense for the Rams is getting sliced up a little bit.
Especially on the interior.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rams spreading themselves too thin a little bit. And Dorsey pokes away. Good defense that time, and she comes up with the loose ball. Dorsey wants to push. Anissa finds Rika Baba. And then she threw the ball away, trying to find Duncan Mosley. Shania Castix got her hand in the way. It'll stay with the Rams. And Castix gets a hand from her bench.
And the Rams have so much success where that great defensive pressure leads to offense, but they haven't been able to score much in the third quarter.
Willis goes to work down low against the double team and kisses it off the glass. Beautiful move by Zakiya Willis.
Great defense by the Owls, but even better play by Willis to score the basket there.
4 points for Zakiya. That three on the way. And answering right back is Brianna Reynolds. She has 2 buckets, and they're both threes tonight. 6 points for her and a 4-point lead for the Owls. Here's Anissa back the other way. Anissa finds Rika Baba down low. Alalio, expected contact, got it, couldn't get it, and then now she scores to the left hand. I think she wanted a foul there. She didn't get it, but wait, good job to stick with it, Matthias.
Yeah, great job to stick with it. She knew she was going to miss the first one, got her own rebound and had the putback.
Owls slow things down again on offense. Erica Ginn controls. Owls up 2. 1:10 left in the third quarter. Ginn tees up a 3, and way too short. And Zakiya Willis came up with that ball. It didn't even draw iron that time. Rika Baba, she'll handle for the Rams. Zakiya Willis into the triple team. Wanted the foul that time, didn't get it. And now here comes Castix with a full head of steam the other way. All the way to the basket, and then a very late foul call. Wow. That's a little bit of a ticky-tack foul in my opinion. Rika Baba was there, and I think that Castix was a little bit too strong that time, but she got bailed out with a foul call.
Yeah, I mean, right there, I mean, it just goes to show you, I mean, Zakiya Willis had like 3 defenders on her. They put her hands up. There was no contact. Even if you put your hands up, there could still be contact. And on that play over there on the offensive end, it's just she put her hands up too, but they called that one. I mean, basketball, especially for officiating, it's so subjective. It can't be like, it can't be like, oh, the officials did this or that, but it's the way it goes. But the Owls are up 3 now. And
Zakiya Willis, you got to think, if you have 3 defenders on you, you know you have a guard open if you just kick it out. And I think that's something that Derek Lau will say to her on the bench. Hey, if you have 3 defenders, kick that ball out. And meanwhile, Castix at the line after hitting her first, hits both. She has 6 on the ball game, and the Owls are up 4. It's 28-24, under a minute to go in this third quarter. Rams feeling the pressure, trying to avoid the upset. Dorsey, far side, into the front court, all the way, and Dorsey can't lay it up, but McConey the rebound, and then she drew the foul. So McConey just would not be denied trying to get the contact. Ofasili was down low, number 55, and good job of McConey just to get herself to the line. That's the first foul on Seeley and the 5th foul of the half, or of the quarter, on the Owls. So now just 2 fouls away from putting the Rams in the bonus here.
And with the way this game has gone, ooh, lucky bounce right there, going in and out of the basket there on the first free throw.
McConey, her first point of this ball game, 28-25, 36.5 left on the game clock.
And with the way this game is going, too, it looks like free throws might be a major factor in the fourth.
Absolutely. That second free throw is no good. So McConey splits the free throws. And the Rams pressing here. Castix. This is Tiffany Lowe with the ball. Harassed by Dorsey. Lowe wanted the screen, didn't get it. Baba almost picked that pass off. Castix down the lane, and then Baba does poke it away. Dorsey comes up with the loose ball, weaving through traffic. Shot clock off, 9 to shoot. Rams got to be smart here. McConey tees up a 3. Can't get it to go. 3 seconds left. Owls back the other way. Castix, floater at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. Would have been good, but a very good half for the Owls. They were down at half, and just after this third quarter, find themselves up by 3. And what a fourth quarter we have in store here. It's a 28-25 lead. The Owls, the number 13 seed, trying to knock off the Rams at home.
The whole key to this game is defense. When the Rams have pressure on defense and they can establish defensive pressure and go on a fast break, they sometimes get easy points. But what's interesting for the Owls is that they're a 3-point heavily reliant team. They're 1 for 17 in the first half. In the third quarter, 1 for 1.
Yeah. And as we mentioned before, we've seen some very good interior defense from the Owls, and at the same time, I think you're seeing the Rams get a little bit complacent with their offensive play calling.
They're used to going run and gun. They're used to going fast tempo. They're used to going high tempo. But when you go high tempo, but then all of a sudden you have to go to the half-court game. They're playing right into the Owls'
Yeah.
hands. So maybe they need to get it on the defensive end or just, kick the ball out. They've done that on possessions. The most successful possessions they've had in this game is when they pass the ball, kick it out, go to the open three, or go on the inside when they see the lane open.
And by the way, we also saw the Rams get their zone defense exploited a couple times. They went to the zone, I think, trying to just keep the Owls off balance, but we saw the Owls kind of slice through that. You got to think perhaps if you're Derek Lau, he might want to employ more of a man-to-man set here in the fourth quarter.
And sometimes maybe just allow the Owls to shoot threes. I mean, so far this game, they haven't been successful shooting the three. So sometimes just if they have the open three, just let them take it. And if they beat you doing that, then so be it.
Yeah, well, 2 made threes all ball game, both of them by Brianna Reynolds. Only made threes of the game for the Owls. Meanwhile,
start of the fourth quarter, 28-25, Owls up by 3.
On Spencer is on the floor to start this fourth quarter as that ball's thrown away. So a break for the Rams. It'll be Spencer with Emily Nepomuceno, Ma'ata Makoni, Rika Baba, and Anissa Dorsey. So the bench players right now on the floor, and you got to think Derek Lau is probably going to save his starters for that last 5 or 6 minutes of this game come crunch time. His team is down 3, and right now trying not to avoid getting upset here. Makoni a hard screen at the half-court line. That shot up by Dorsey was no good.
And she's lipping down the floor.
Yeah, Makoni just leveled Brianna Reynolds coming across the floor. It was a clean screen. Reynolds has got to keep her eyes up, but she was feeling that. Meanwhile, Tiffany Lowe finds Castix, who tees up a 3. Too strong that time, but Reynolds the rebound. Fresh shot clock. Reynolds thought about a 3, draws the double team as the Rams employ a 3-2 zone here. Castix, and just threw it right away. She was trying to find Peterson down low, who might have had a good angle, but the ball was thrown away again. So the Rams, another opportunity here, down 3.
What's interesting is half the Owls' turnovers, they have about 15 turnovers. Half of them have just come out careless passes.
Absolutely.
I mean, absolutely, you got to give credit to the Rams for great defense, but careless passes for turnovers is not good.
Unforced errors, as they call it in the tennis world. Meanwhile, Caprice Taylor back on the floor, and her 2 is good. Taylor. And you got to think she might just decide to take this ball game over.
When she decides to take it over, the Rams have big chance to make sure that the upset doesn't happen.
Taylor with 13 points now. And, on Spencer. Good defense that time to stay home. And Brianna Reynolds had an open lane. She couldn't hit it. But you see that again. You see the Rams spreading themselves out on the zone. And the Owls have been able to slip some players down low to the basket with those long football-style passes.
Right, exactly. And the thing was on that possession, too, the Owls broke the press. They just couldn't finish on that possession. But sometimes that's the advantage, the disadvantages of the press.
It's a gamble.
Exactly.
And meanwhile, Makoni will sit. Eulalia will check back in. Owl basketball. They're up by 1. Plenty of time in this one. And it's turned into quite a game here at the Wellness Center. Peterson. Tiffany Lowe, far side. Starts her drive. Denied by Rika Baba. Swing pass. Peterson in the lane. And she tried the Euro step. And she went right into the body of On Spencer, who herself didn't shuffle her feet fast enough. And she picked up the foul. And
which a lot of times the officials have a difficult call, whether you call the travel or you call the contact. But
right.
Most of the times, if the offensive player is being aggressive, they will call the foul.
And I don't think that was quite a travel yet. I think if she had taken one more step, it would have been a travel. But as they call it, the Euro step, it's the first step, the second step, and then usually you flip the ball up. And that's exactly what Peterson did to get herself to the line. Peterson coming into this ball game, third leading scorer, I beg your pardon, for the Owls, averaging 8.5 points a game. Hits the first, makes it a 2-point lead for the Owls.
And now it's definitely, with this fourth quarter, of it being a 2-point lead by the Owls, 29-27, about 8:26 left in the fourth quarter, it will definitely be a strategic game for both coaches to see who they bring in and out, and especially the last 4 minutes.
Should be a bit of a chess match down the stretch. Peterson, she has 6 now. She hits both free throws. Owls up by 3. 8:26 to go in this ball game. And is that a clock issue?
Yeah, I think it's another shot clock issue.
Shot clock or game clock didn't get started to the ref's liking, so they'll stop play for a moment and talk things over. Rika Baba, Caprice Taylor, Emily Nepomuceno with Eulalia and Makoni down low. 3 guards on the floor for Derek Lau. Emily handles. Press in the backcourt by Peterson. Elalio finds Taylor. 3. Ooh, no good. But Baba the rebound. Taylor resets on offense. Elalio comes out to handle. Gives it right back to Caprice. Almost stolen. So good defense, and Hannah Peterson has had her hands full, but she's done a pretty good job on Taylor despite the fact that Taylor has 11 points.
And that's a great job by Peterson because the Owls know that she can be able to take offense and take over for the game. So the question is, will she do it from the flow of offense or just say, you know, I'm going to take this game over?
Zakiya Willis checks back in, as does Deani Duncan-Mosley. Willis down low. Strong with the right hand, but couldn't get it to go. So she's fearless when she gets the ball. She's going right to work down low. It's a 3-point lead for the Owls still. 7:45 left in the ball game. Low, harassed by Baba. And Zakiya Willis almost picked that pass off. She's really been all over those passes down inside.
Especially on the defensive end. I mean, she's intercepted some passes, had some passes go out of bounds, but definitely she's smothered the passing lanes.
Very good interior defender is Zakiya Willis. And now she goes to work against Quirky. And travel, no. Foul? Wow, I thought Quirky might have shuffled her feet.
Right.
But they're going to say Zakiya Willis maybe got called for the personal. Wow.
Not sure where the contact was there. It looked more of a travel than a contact, but, you know, it's the way it goes.
Third foul on Willis. Second on the Rams of the quarter. Low. Directing traffic for the Owls. Baba shows on defense for her. Now they give to Jasmine Spencer. Flores. Peterson. Quirky. No good. And Willis the rebound. Taylor wants to push. Taylor from the free throw line. Too short. Flores the rebound. Harassed by Taylor in the backcourt. And is that a foul?
Yeah, she called a foul on the ball.
And
blocking foul.
And I mean, we saw that a bit in the first quarter, but I didn't see a whole lot of contact there. Taylor was harassing the ball handler and apparently harassed her a little bit too much. She has just 2 personals, though. That's the third foul of the half here on the Rams. And 7:03, it stays a 3-point lead for the Owls. They have the ball moving right to left across your screen.
But remember, it resets in the quarter, so it's the third foul of the third quarter.
Yes, correct. Thank you. Spencer tees up a 3. Too strong. She was left alone.
Court, but go ahead.
Duncan-Mosley quickly into the front court. Caprice will get the ball and get the play call. She wants to clear out her low post players. Now Taylor surveys. Taylor lost the ball into the hands of Jasmine Spencer. Errant possession that time by the Rams. Alexis Flores will handle. She gets the play call from her bench. She hands to Tiffany Lowe. And then had the ball knocked away, and Taylor comes up with a steal. So good defense that time by Caprice Taylor to make up for her turnover a moment ago. Behind the back dribble for Taylor, who was harassed by Alexis Flores. 18 to shoot. Flores knocked the ball away before Taylor had to go to the ground. Just 10 to shoot for the Rams. Baba with the ball. Floats it up. She drew the foul. And will this be a shooting foul or on the floor?
It should be shooting.
So Taylor looking a little bit complacent here handling the ball, Matthias. I think she's trying to do a little bit too much mentally at once.
I think I do it herself in a way. I mean, she's a great player and all, but if you do it within the flow of the offense, kick out the ball, maybe get the ball back on passing here and there, maybe there might be some more success instead of just.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a great player. You can dominate on your own, but sometimes it's good to go within the flow of the offense and involve your teammates.
Baba's at the line, and meanwhile, Taylor's getting coached up near the bench by Derek Lau. He might be saying some of the same thing.
And remember, too, that last game that he had, the last regular season game, Derek Lau had his 100th win of his coaching career for the Rams.
Absolutely. In his 4th season here, trying to not get upset here. Meanwhile, Baba missed the free throw. That's been a problem tonight for the Rams. They've left a lot of points at the line this evening. Baba nets the second. She has 3 on the evening. Rams down 2, and Baba will get a breather, replaced by Anissa Dorsey. Tense one here in the 4th quarter. Plenty of time, though. Taylor almost got the steal in the backcourt, and Rams are going to press. Owls break the press. Peterson into the body of Zakiya Willis. Good defense by Willis to not commit the foul. She changed that shot, and here comes Taylor the other way. Caprice surveys. Caprice into the double team, and the ball slipped out of her hands, but it may have been knocked out of her hands. They're going to say it was deflected, so it'll stay with the Rams.
I'm not sure, but I think maybe – did she call? I think she may have called a technical foul. I'm not 100% yet.
Let's see. Yeah, I couldn't – I thought I saw a T symbol. And I couldn't tell if she was signaling a technical or if she was signaling that the ball was knocked out of Taylor's hands. And a technical. So Taylor gets called for a T, and that means we'll have some technical free throws coming up. So Taylor clearly just probably most frustrated with herself, if anything. I don't think anything was directed at an official, but we've seen these officials tonight really don't have a tolerance for much.
No, they're calling – it's a very tight whistle this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, the Owls are up 2. Peterson makes it a 3-point lead.
I mean, the one thing consistent about Peterson, she's very good on the free throw line.
Absolutely.
5 for 5 so far tonight.
She has 7 points, make it 8 points on the evening.
And that's the difference in this game. She's 6 for 6 on free throws.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Rams have not been very good so far at the charity stripe.
No, and really actually the most egregious offender of that has been Caprice Taylor. Now we'll see what on the other end, who will get the ball. Will it be the Owls or will it be the Rams? So it will be Rams ball. And Taylor, who just picked up the technical, she's got to be careful now. That was her first technical.
Is it third foul?
Third foul overall, although I'm not sure if that goes in the personal foul category. And then a foul called by Zakiya Willis. So Rams down 4, and they had a waste of possession right there. It's a turnover to the Rams off the foul from Zakiya. 5:30 to go. Owls up 4, trying to pull the upset as the 13 seed. Here's Eric again. Seeley vacated the low post. Again, resets on offense. 11 to shoot for the Owls. Again, directing traffic. Inside to Seeley. Jasmine Spencer just can't get it to go, and Willis another rebound as she gobbles up that board, and then she lost the ball. And I think that was that was not off her hands, was it? Was it deflected? Wow. I guess it's just so unusual to see someone just lose the ball like that. I could have sworn that it was knocked away. So Willis a bit frustrated. We're seeing some frustration on a couple Rams players now. Willis will sit, replaced by McConey, and Gianni Duncan Mosley will sit to be replaced by Rika Baba. Meanwhile, Caprice Taylor stays on the floor, as does Anissa Dorsey. 3 guards, 2 forwards on the floor for Derek Lau. Flores inside to Seeley. Spencer. Travel. Good call that time. And she did stop, but she kind of shuffled her feet as she did.
Yeah, she took a few extra steps on this one, but I mean, Derek Lau has 4 timeouts, about less than 5 minutes left to go in this game, down 4. Something needs to happen for City College right now.
McConey finds Rika Baba near side. McConey at the free throw line. Backs up her defender. Bounce past Taylor. Taylor flips the ball up, and she'll get herself to the line where she has struggled tonight. Taylor, who's leading all scorers in this game, so take nothing away from her performance tonight. She has 13 on the evening. And right now, trying to atone for some of her missed free throws earlier, as well as her technical foul and another missed free throw. So with the Rams down 4, you got to think that would be a big difference maker if they converted even 2/3 of those free throws.
I mean, the Rams so far in the second half, they've been lulled into this half-court game. They're not getting an offensive set or any rhythm whatsoever.
Second free throw is good. Rams down 3. Taylor with 14 on the evening. 4:30 to go in this one. A barn burner at Brad Dugan Court. Eric again, guarded by Taylor. Castex gives back to Ginn, who gives right back to Castex to swing things around the perimeter. Peterson, and she scores with the right hand with 3 seconds to go, and now Derek Lau wants to talk things over. And that time, the Rams did everything right except for accounting for that low post player and then an easy layup.
Right, just at the end. I mean, they're playing great defense, but sometimes right when the Owls come in to finish, they sneak into the open lane down in the middle of the basket and just score easy layups. And what's so interesting, the Owls shoot so many threes. They're 1 for 17 on threes. They haven't even shot, like 2 threes in this whole second half?
Yeah, and that's it. And they've made 1 in the second half. They made 1 in the first half, and that was it for them.
I mean, the Rams have played great defense, and yes, the Owls have scored on the interior, but at the same time, too, the whole key is the Owls are playing decent defense, too, but there's just no offensive rhythm for this Rams team in the
second half.
And that's
playing into the strength of the Owls. They came into this game wanting a lower-scoring game, wanting to run the clock down, so right now the Owls are benefiting off that style of play, which is why they have a 5-point lead with 4 minutes to go. Crunch time here, Rams looking to avoid the upset. Taylor finds Anissa Dorsey far side. McConey guarded by Jasmine Spencer. Now Taylor with the ball again. Alalio ran right into the double team. That was not a good look offensively. Alalio has got to be smarter with the ball.
And just kick it out sometimes.
Rams pressing a bit on offense. Can they avoid the upset? Taylor, good defense that time by Caprice, tying things up, and she'll get the ball back in the hands of the Rams. Zakiya Willis will check back in. Alalio will sit. 3:34 to go. Rams down 5. Could their season end tonight at home? Taylor's trying to avoid that as she gets the play call. She's into the front court. Rika Baba far side. Dorsey, top of the key. Step back 3 from Taylor. Too strong. And McConey, the good rebound. McConey flips it up with the right hand and scores off the glass. Beautiful play by Anta McConey.
Beautiful rebound, but even better putback right there on the mystery. And now it's only 3-point game for the Owls.
3 minutes to go. Castex. Eric again will reset for the Owls. Foothill up 3. Rams bench comes to life after that bucket. Castex tees up a 3, and it's good! 37-31, 2:50 to go. 9 points now for Shania Castex to lead the Owls. Taylor looking to answer. Taylor into the defender, and she kisses it off the glass. No foul, but Taylor gets 2 more points. Back and forth we go.
This last minute and a half, they're just sicking baskets. 2 great on the interior, and then an open 3 for the Owls.
15 for Caprice Taylor. Rams down 4 with 2:23. Eric again. This is Peterson right back to Ginn up top. Little 2-man action. Owls just trying to run the clock down if they can with 8 to shoot now. Peterson starts her drive. Castex hit a 3 moments ago. Castex floats it up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Ball tied up, and it comes out, and then Castex. But before that, I think a timeout was called. And they want a full timeout to the Owls.
I think what's interesting there is for the referees is, did the Owls have possession? They call timeout, so they called the timeout before, when they had a possession.
Well, I think what happened was the timeout was called on before the initial tie-up, and it was just a little bit of a late whistle. Yeah. So 2:03 to go. It'll be Owl basketball with a fresh 30. Right now, the Rams, you got to think they need to stop here, and then on the other end, we need to put together the couple good offensive possessions if you're Derek Lau, and right now he's drawing some plays up in that huddle.
I mean, the question is for Derek Lau and for this Rams team is, will they just go to Taylor, have her initiate offense, and then whatever happens, get an offensive board, and then just go on the interior? I mean, that's what seems to be the strategy so far late in this fourth quarter. And then for the Owls, too, is what's interesting is they shoot threes. They barely kicked that out 2 or 3 times, and they've actually made the 2 or 3 times that they've gone for threes in the second half.
They have 2 made threes this second half for 3 total on the game. Mata McConey, Zakiya Willis will be down low. Anissa Dorsey, Caprice Taylor, and Rika Baba will be in the backcourt for the Rams. Spencer Castex, Flores, and Quirky on the floor, along with Peterson for the Owls. Low. Guarded by Taylor. Dorsey almost came up with the steal. Castex inside, and she scores with the right hand. She just slipped underneath her defender. 6-point lead, 1:40 to go. Pressure time for the Rams. Dorsey. Caprice Taylor, step back 3 is good. Taylor buries it from downtown. 20 points for Caprice Taylor. her first made three of the ball game. It's
the best
just
player taking over, and then a touch foul against the Rams, and it's going to be, I believe, because it's in the bonus, it's going to be a 1-and-1. And of course, the fans here at Brad Dugancourt and I like the call.
Well, we've seen the refs calling a tight game tonight, and Caprice Taylor kind of walks to the other end to avoid saying anything. And she does not want to get ejected from this game. She has the one personal and 1-and-1 opportunity coming up on the other end. That free throw was missed by Tiffany Lowe. 39-36, Foothill leads. A minute 26 to go here in this ball game. Fans really into this one. Second free throw is no good. And McConey comes up with the rebound. Rams can tie or at least make it a 1-point game this possession. Taylor directing traffic, 1:15 and ticking. Can the Rams survive at home? Taylor, three on the way. It's good! She buries it from downtown. Tie ball game. Just over a minute to go, and her bench is loving that. 23 points for Caprice Taylor.
And now the Rams on the press, too. Oh, almost a turnover, and it is a turnover.
Oh, wow. And the Owls now throwing it away, and that just lit up this gym. Under a minute to go here, 59.6. This game is all tied up, and Caprice Taylor single-handedly willing her team back into this one. They were at 1 point down, 6 points. And Taylor, who has struggled at times handling the ball, she struggled from the free throw line, trying to redeem herself and avoid what would be a monumental upset at home. Wow, what a thriller here.
And Taylor just taking over late in this fourth quarter, just like, I'm going to take some big shots, and I'm going to make them too. And in crunch time, too, making two crucial threes, going on the inside. I mean, just 8 points low. How many points does she have? Over like
20 points on the ball game. And also credit Taylor for making those shots while being visibly frustrated and emotional. I mean, this is not a comfortable situation. You're the star player. You're averaging 20 points a game. She's now at her season average. She has missed several points at the line. She has the technical free throw. She's been complacent at times handling the ball. And through all that, she has the wherewithal to tie this ball game up. And it'll be Rams basketball with a chance to take the lead once again. 59.6 left in this fourth quarter. Caprice Taylor, Zakiya Willis, Ata Makoni, Anissa Dorsey, and Rika Baba, who will be the trigger man on the floor for the Rams. City College trying to go back up on top. Taylor gets the ball on the inbound. Anissa Dorsey. This is McConey now. Taylor worked all the way around. Now she gets the ball. High screen from McConey. Taylor goes to work down low, floats to the lane, and she kisses it off the glass. Caprice Taylor. 22 points for number 10. And a foul was called in an and one opportunity. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yes, but she has taken over.
Caprice Taylor will not be denied this fourth quarter. 22 points for Taylor as McConey will sit, replaced by Duncan Mosley. And Taylor, who we mentioned before, had the technical, and now Taylor, who has struggled ironically all night at the line, has a chance to make this a 3-point game if she can convert the 3-point play. And she misses it.
And this will be a timeout for the Owls.
Plenty of time in this ball game, Matthias. 41-39 is the score. 46 seconds left on the game clock. And a 30-second timeout call for the Owls. So right now the Owls, with no need to hurry, and now the question is, Matthias, do they go for a quick shot here? You got to think they might want to get a shot off in the first 15 seconds so they have a chance for what they call a 2-for-1 going the other way. Because if they hang on to it too long, put a shot up, then they're forced to foul if the Rams rebound with that shot clock off.
They're going to take a quick shot. They're
you
got
to think so.
On the inside, and then if there's pressure, then kick it out for an open three. So I think that's what they're clearly going to do. Go on the inside, kick it out. And when they flowed and when they've shot those open threes in the second half, that's when they have success. In the first half, they were 1 for 17 on threes, where it's just pass, open three, nothing.
Very stagnant style of play. But what a thrilling fourth quarter we have on our hands here. Rams up 2. 46 seconds left in the ball game. Owls with the basketball. It'll be Peterson, Castex, Jasmine Spencer, along with Tiffany Lowe and Ofa Seeley for the Owls. Lowe, guarded by Dorsey. Rams back to that man-to-man defensive set. Peterson, and the pass is thrown away. And now the Rams want a timeout. and smartly taken by Caprice Taylor. So Peterson, who, credit her, she's actually had a pretty good game.
No, she has a good game, yeah.
And right that time, I could see what she was trying to do. I think she was trying to slip underneath and either go to the basket or try and kick it out to a shooter. But that time, that bounce pass was a little bit too low for her. And Peterson, who is a very tall player, had to kind of bend down Matthias, and she just was unable to handle the ball. And then credit Caprice Taylor. They've been matched up and bumping all night. Caprice Taylor came up with the ball. So 33 seconds left in the game clock. 28 is showing on the shot clock. So right now, you have that 5-second differential. So you got to wonder, are the Owls going to foul, or do they just try and play straight-up defense and then get a final shot of their own if the Rams miss? Very intriguing decisions right now for Chris Jew, filling in for head coach Jessica Kellogg of the Owls.
Well, what's interesting is that the Rams haven't been too successful on the line either, so maybe they just want to foul early, and if it's a one, just – they have to foul plenty of times, too, unless it's in the act of shooting.
Well, they have a couple fouls to give, too, Matthias. They only have 3 fouls to the Owls. And right now, if I'm Chris Jew, I'm saying play defense, and then let's try and get that ball back with 5 or 6 seconds left, if they can.
And then the question is how far you're going to have the ball to run it from one end to the other if it's about 5 or 6 or 10 seconds left.
Taylor gets the ball right back from, and Baba now finds Dorsey. Dorsey weaves through traffic. 6 seconds differential, and now the Owls will have a foul to give, so they do take the foul. That's Alexis Flores committing the personal, and Dorsey will inbound after drawing the foul. Now they'll switch, and Taylor will be the trigger man. Shot clock is off. 23 seconds left on the game clock. Taylor gives to Willis, and that's not the player you want handling the ball. Now Dorsey will draw another foul. That's Shania Castix committing the personal.
Now they reach the 1-on-1 bonus.
And now Dorsey will be at the line. Her team up 20 seconds left. So Dorsey, with a couple made free throws, can give quite a bit of a cushion here. That's good. Her first points of the ball game, Matthias.
And that's a big free throw because now it's a 3-point lead with 20 seconds to go. If she makes this next one, it's a 2-possession game.
Potential to ice this game right here in the opening round of the CCCAA Northern California State Playoffs. And we've had quite a thriller on our hands. The number 4 Rams trying to escape the upset. Second free throw was good. 43-39 with 20 seconds to go. And Chris Jew wants to talk things over on his bench. What a comeback from the Rams. They were down 6. They did not panic. And then Caprice Taylor did what she does. She took over. She has 22 points on the ball game. And quite a run there that last 3 or 4 minutes of this fourth quarter.
I mean, the Rams have played, good to great defense throughout. Yes, the Owls have penetrated a little bit on the interior in the second half, but they've had so much pressure. And what's fitting in that last Owls possession is that it was a careless turnover, like you said. It was a pass, but they could have clearly.
That has been their kryptonite tonight.
That's been their kryptonite, where they've thrown the ball away 8 times just on careless turnovers. You have to
unforced errors.
Unforced errors, where it's yes, they've turned the ball over about 15, 16 times, but half of those times, yes, it was the pressure of the Rams defense, but half of those were on their end, like you said, unenforced errors there. Got to give credit to the Rams defense, though. The Rams defense played great tonight.
And both defenses, really. It's been a defensive battle, as predicted, between these two teams. Hannah Peterson. Zakiya Willis picks off that pass. Owls commit the foul. And how many times have we seen her do that?
She just gets her. Willis has been a monster on the defensive end, just stealing passes left on right, going to the pass lanes, getting defensive, offensive rebound. She's been great on the boards down low for the Rams.
Willis, the tallest player on the court, and putting all that length and those long arms to work. 44-39, and right now it's looking like the Rams can breathe a long, slow sigh of relief. And what a gut check tonight. Willis buries both free throws.
I mean, the Owls were close. They had an upset with inside, and then Taylor took over.
8 points for Zakiya. 6-point lead for the Rams. Anissa Dorsey takes the ball away, or it's going to be a jump ball. her bench liking that. So Dorsey not giving up.
Yeah, the bench loving that aggression right there, the force to jump ball.
Yeah, and Dorsey just she's such a little spark plug. She's the smallest player on the court, but she does so much defensively for Derek Lau and company. Spencer will inbound. Peterson, Rams don't need to foul, and they might just let Peterson walk to the line, and Ofasili with a ceremonial final point, and a foul will be called.
Rams up 45-41, like you said, ceremonial foul. 4.8 seconds left to go in the game.
So, Chris Jew and the Foothill Owls making the trek up to San Francisco and giving the Rams all they can handle tonight. And I guess we kind of had to expect this. It was a 3-point victory last time these two teams played, so certainly both teams not forgetting that game, and that carried right over into tonight.
And that was only 3 months ago.
And yeah, exactly. It might have well have been 2 days ago, because these two teams certainly did not forget. And what a thriller we had on our hands tonight. Montemacone misses the second free throw, and the final buzzer will sound. And the Rams will survive to play another day, but what a gut check they had to take tonight from the 13-seeded Foothill Owls, and some Coast Conference rivals gave us some fireworks tonight. And meanwhile, City College will go on to take the winner of the 5-12 matchup, which is tomorrow night. That'll be Cabrillo from Santa Cruz traveling to Merced to take on College of Merced, and the Rams will take on the winner of that one. But Caprice Taylor, who had a bit of a quiet first half, had quite a second half, including a huge run to complete with just 90 seconds left. Rams were down 6. Let's not forget, this was nearly an upset in the making. Caprice Taylor said no, 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 and she finishes with 22 points tonight.
Yeah, no, she just took over in that late fourth quarter. 2 big threes, going inside of the interior, then making a couple free throws here and there. She just took over in that fourth quarter and willed the Rams to this win tonight. And they're going to be in the third round matchup next Saturday at 5 o'clock. Book it, 5 o'clock, because most likely tomorrow.
Right.
Stay tuned for this page tomorrow, where we'll have the men's game at 7 o'clock.
Well, and when you look at the other side of the ball, I mean, give a lot of credit to the Foothill Owls. Hannah Peterson, she finishes with 12 points. Ashlyn Quirky had 6. Brianna Reynolds had 6, but it was a few too many forced or unforced turnovers by the Owls, and then too much Caprice Taylor. And Taylor completes the comeback. Rams survive a scare, and they will play next week in the third round of the CCCAA playoffs. We want to thank everyone who was watching on Facebook Live. This live exclusive coverage of Rams playoff basketball has been streaming on Facebook Live, presented by the BEMA department here at City College of San Francisco. So, for our producer, Felix Quinones, for Matias Godinez, I'm Aaron Gabriel, saying have a great night, everyone, and a great weekend here from San Francisco. Your final score, Rams 46, Owls 41. Have a great night, everybody.